Dr. Damodara Swami Maharaj, who will be taking us on the journey this evening in Nigeria. Today will be Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 2. Today's text is text number 6. So Maharaj, you're welcome. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, if you're ready, I'll put the verse on the screen and then we can start.
Okay. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshulunlitam Jana Taismai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhistam Sapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Shri Padakauna Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajiva Sadvitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakant Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Bonchakol Pataru Vyascha Kripa Sundivyaye Vacha Patitanam Pavinavyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, the Cosmic Manifestation, and the heading chapter is the Lord in the Heart. Text number 6. Evam swa chitasvata eva siddha atma priyotao bhagavan ananta tam niribrito niyataratu bhajeta samsara hetu paramasayatra evam swa chitte swata eva siddha Atma Priyorato Bhagavan Ananta Tam Niribrito Niyatarato Bhajeta Samsara Hetu Paramasayatra Evam Swachite Swataiva Siddha Atma Priyorato Bhagavan Ananta Tandri Brito Niyataratu Bhajita Samsara Hetu Paramasayatra. Evam, thus Swachiti, in one's own heart, Swata, by his omnipotency, Eva, certainly, Siddha, fully represented, Atma, the super soul, Priya, very dear, Artha, substance, Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead, Ananta, the eternal unlimited, Tam, unto him, Niribhita, being detached from the world, Niyata, permanent, Arthaha, the supreme gain, Bhajeta, one must worship. Samsara Hetu, the cause of the conditioned state of existence. Uparama, cessation. Cha, certainly. Tetra, in which. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus being fixed, one must render service unto the Super Soul, situated in one's own heart by His omnipotency. Because He is the Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the ultimate goal of life. And by worshipping Him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. Purport. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the all-pervading, omnipresent Super Soul. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship only Him, because He is a substance and not illusion. Every living creature is engaging in the service of something else. A living being's constitutional position is to render service. But in the atmosphere of Maya or illusion, or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. The conditioned soul works in the service of his temporal body, bodily relatives like the wife and children, and the necessary paraphernalia for maintaining the body, and bodily relations, such as the house, land, wealth, society, and country. But he does not know that all such renderings of service are totally illusory. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like the mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in a desert, although there is no water at all. But because there is no water in the desert, one does not conclude that there is no water at all. The intelligent person knows well that there is certainly water in the seas and oceans, but such vast reservoirs of water are far, far away from the desert. One should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the desert. Every one of us is searching after real happiness in life, namely eternal life, eternal or unlimited knowledge, and unending blissful life. But foolish people who have no knowledge of the substance search after the reality of life in the illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as the wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsara, or repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. We would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the way. Herein it is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life, namely repetition of birth and death, disease and old age, must take to this process of worshipping the Supreme Lord and not otherwise, as it is also ultimately suggested in the Bhagavad Gita 1865. If we at all want to end the cause of our conditioned life, we must take to the worship of Lord Sri Krishna, who is present in everyone's heart by his natural affection for all living beings, who are actually the parts and parcels of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 1861. The baby in the lap of his mother is naturally attached to the mother, and the mother is attached to the child. But when the child grows up and becomes overwhelmed by circumstances, he gradually becomes detached from the mother. Although the mother always expects some sort of service from the grown-up child and is equally affectionate towards her child, even though the child is forgetful. Similarly, because we are all part and parcel of the Lord is always affectionate to us, and he always tries to get us back home, back to Godhead. But we, the conditioned souls, do not care for him and run instead after the illusory bodily connections. We must therefore extricate ourselves from all illusory connections of the world and seek reunion with the Lord, trying to render service unto him because he is the ultimate truth. Actually, we are hankering after him as a child seeks the mother. And to search out the supreme personality of Godhead, we need not go anywhere else, because the Lord is within our hearts. This does not suggest, however, that we should not go to the places of worship, because the Lord, namely the temples, churches, and mosques. Such holy places of worship are also occupied by the Lord, because the Lord is omnipresent. For the common man, these holy places are centers of learning about the science of God. When the temples are devoid of activities, the people in general become uninterested in such places, and consequently, the mass of people gradually become godless. A godless civilization is the result. Such a healthy civilization artificially increases the conditions of life, and existence becomes intolerable for everyone. The foolish leaders of a godless civilization try to devise various plans to bring about peace and prosperity in a godless world under a patent trademark of materialism. And because such attempts are illusory only, the peoples elect incompetent, blind leaders, one after another. One who are incapable of offering solutions. If we want at all to end this anomaly of a godless civilization, we must follow the principles of revealed scriptures, like the Srimad Bhagavatam, and follow the instruction of a person like Sri 𝐇𝐨𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐞𝐬𝐬 Swami, who has no attraction for material gain. That is the end of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Gita. To text 6 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, entitled The Lord in the Heart. We want to thank all the devotees for being here and wanting to hear what Krishna and his pure devotees has for us. So, 𝐁𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐸 Swami said, thus being fixed, one must render service unto the Super Soul, situated in one's own heart, by his omnipresence. Thus being fixed means he has been speaking about something before this verse. So those of you who are following, you should know it's a continuation. Say, thus being fixed is from the past verses he has been speaking, directing us how to fix our mind on the Super Soul. So this verse is talking about one who has already reached that stage of fixing our mind on the Super Soul, particularly for a yogi who have been successful in fixing the mind on the soul, on the Super Soul, which begins from the lotus feet. We search the Lord beginning from the lotus feet, because the lotus feet of Krishna it has something which is not purchased in the market. The lotus feet of Krishna produces honey. This is not the honey we have in the market. The honey we can buy in the market, if it is a pure honey, which is very rare also these days. Very rare to get pure honey. That honey will cure our eyes problem. It will cure ear problem. It will cure stomach problem. It will cure unhealed wound. It's very painful if you put it. It's painful if you apply it there. But it will dry it up. And many other things the honey can do. A tooth problem. If you have a tooth problem, you put honey there, pain will go faster than our normal medicine. And if there is worms there, which is causing the worms will come out. So our material honey can do that. But the honey which is coming from the lotus feet of Krishna, it does a greater thing than this ordinary honey. What is that? It will cure the heart. It will remove the disease of the heart. Hiriti roga. This honey from the lotus feet of Krishna cures that disease completely. So the yogis begins worshipping Krishna, meditating on Krishna from the lotus feet, because that is where everything begins. The success of our life begins from the lotus feet of Krishna, taking shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam begins from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. That is the beginning. And taking shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. and then the heart becomes cleansed. As the heart is getting cleansed, our meditation will be rising, as we continue to grow, as we continue to take this honey. The disease are being destroyed, so we are making progress, and the heart becomes fixed. So 𝐶𝐸𝐴𝐺𝐻 Swami is saying here, thus being fixed, one will do what? We go to school to get trained on a profession. So after one is trained on a particular field, and you have your certificate to prove that you have been trained and you have the qualification, what do? We don't keep our certificate in our bag. We go to look for a job to do what we have been practicing a long time back. So after we have perfected our life by practicing Christian consciousness and by attaining the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, by attaining Lord Krishna, then that is when the real thing begins. Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na Suchati na Kansati Samasavisu Bhuta Su Madbhati Lapati Param. That is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. Devotional service begins at this stage. When the Sarvapadi or the Padi Sarvapadi Nirmala. When all the Upadis are Nirmala. When Upadis are completely free, that is the beginning of devotional service. Meaning what? At this stage, our activities give Krishna pleasure. Apprentice does not feel happy because it's a rough, not refined life, not refined activity. Refined activity when one has perfected what we are doing, and that's the stage of bhakti. When you say Hare Krishna, Lord Krishna enjoys it, and you feel the tears coming from the eyes. That is the perfection of chanting. That is pure chanting. When the name Krishna is sounded, immediately the tears come from the eyes. That is perfection. And that stage, thus being fixed, at that stage, everybody is satisfied, and we are satisfied. To get to that stage, one must be completely devoid of criticizing devotees. One must be 100% devoid to get to that stage. We want to go to that stage of pure Prem Nam Sankirtan. One must be devoid of propensity to criticize others, to blaspheme others, especially devotees. That is a process. And one must have an unflinching faith in the word of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So, though being fixed, one must render service. So, at this stage, one does not have to run here and there, because the super soul is already there. Bhagavad say, one who have attained this stage, the super soul is already rich. We have reached the super soul. So, after attaining super soul, there is nothing else for us to do. Because Lord Krishna is the master of prema. So when one attains prema, we don't look for anything else. There is nothing to be looked for. Everything is there.
Sorry, Maharaj, we have muted the person.
So yes, because he is the Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited, he is the ultimate goal of life. So yes, Krishna is the ultimate goal, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. That's the end. So Prabhupada started the purport as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 1861. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesya Arjuna Tishtati. Ishwara Sarva Bhutanam Hridesya Hridha Arjuna Tishtati. Arjuna Tishtati. Tishtati. Krishna reside. Krishna reside in the heart. The Supreme Lord is sitting in the heart. The heart of the yogis? No. He said here, Sarva Bhutanam. It's not Bhutani, it is Bhutanam. Here is plural. Means all living entities. Krishna is sitting in the heart. All living entities. Brahmaya Sarva Bhutanam Jantra Rudani. We are sitting on the machine of this body. We are sitting on the machine of this body. And what is propelling the machine of this body? Arudhani Maya. The illusory energy of Krishna motivates this body, is pushing this body to function. The body is going on, the machine is going on. The machine cannot be operated without the master, without a living entity. So this machine given to us by material energy is working because of the presence of the soul and the super soul. Yes. So the super soul is sitting here in all bodies. In all bodies, the super soul is sitting along with the jiva, the soul. To do what? As a witness. Anumanta upadrasta. Anumanta. Lord Krishna witnesses all our activities. Lord Krishna witnesses all our activities. All our activities, both gross and subtle. Krishna witnesses everything. He is all pervading. Sarvam abritya tishtati. He is all pervading. He exists in everything. Vasudev, one who pervades everything, one who exists in everything. Everything. That means he knows everything. Everything means everything. Everything. There's nothing which is outside Krishna. There's nothing. Everything is inside Krishna. Everything is inside Krishna. And Krishna is also outside everything. That is Krishna. He's inside of everything and outside of everything. He's inside, Antar Bahir. He's inside, he's also outside. Yeah, because he's everything. He's everything. He is everything, not like a Mayavadi. He's everything. Everything belongs to him. It come out from him. Everything. So he's everything. And not everything is him. Not everything. He's still separate, individually. So the super soul is all pervading, omnipresent. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship only him, because he is the substance and not illusion. Substance. Substance means real. It is real. It is tangible. You can feel it. It's an object. You can feel it. It's tangible. Substance. And it's the basis. This is the basis. Yes, a substance. So you can feel something. That is Krishna. He is not illusion. It is not illusion. People say, how do you know? How do you know he is existing? How do you know Krishna is there? Common sense, which is not common. Common sense. We have never seen anything which is just automatically just going on like that without a control. We have not seen one day that the sun was late. Will you see? The sun is late one day. Or Yamaraj is late 1 second, not even day, a second, a moment. Yamaraj is late. Have you seen one day? All seasons are late. Someone is controlling it. You must see that the sun will, even if there is cloud, the sun will still be there, moving. Nothing can stop it. A cloud can be there, but the sun is also there. That is there. So there is nothing which is moving without and the supreme controller is Krishna, from whom all other so-called controllers are taking their shelter. They're taking their knowledge. They're taking their own the power to exist. That is Krishna. So a yogi search for Krishna, and after getting that, he does not have to do anything else but to worship. So Krishna is not illusion. It's not a myth. It's real. See how everything is working. Everything is working in order. Everything is working in order. We can do so many things, but we have limitation. And Krishna is doing everything without limitation. Yes. All our whatever we manufactured here, if you manufacture a cell phone, the cell phone cannot produce another cell phone. Krishna has created a machine that produces another machine by itself. That it doesn't have to come and start monitoring and see how it is working. That is Krishna. He is not limited to anything, but we are limited to everything. Everything. We are limited to everything. Do you see what is happening behind you? Huh? But the Lord Krishna said what? Sarvatas Akshi Shira Mukam. That is, he is everywhere. He is everywhere. His sight is everywhere. It's everywhere. Not only that, the sun is also doing the same thing. Prabhupada say, wherever you go, ask people, where is the sun? They say it's on your head. So if the sun is doing that, an energy of Krishna, what about the Supreme Lord himself, who is the master of the sun, that is pervading everything? That is Krishna's position. So it is not illusion. It is not, it is real. Krishna is real and is functioning. Things are working. Eh? In Mahabharata, yesterday he told us, a greedy Brahmana who is not a Brahman, he's greedy. He was passing with his associate one day and he saw gulab jamun by a ghost worshipper. Like in Africa, you know, in the junction you see is here also, not only in India, in Africa also, in the 3 junctions, especially 3 junctions. They say T junction. He's very powerful. He can do so many things. So this is a ghost worshipper. He has worshipped his ghost, and the gulab jam he used in worshiping, he placed it there at the 3 junction. So these greedy Brahman are coming. A Brahman who is supposed to know the scripture, he does not know the scripture. To understand that nothing happened without a cause. He saw the gulab jam and says, oh Krishna, just see how this gulab jam is waiting for us. Gulab jam cannot be waiting for you. Somebody has placed it there. But being greedy, that is the problem with greed. You lost intelligence. He didn't consider that yesterday it was not there. Today it is there. Somebody must have put it there. He didn't consider being greedy and not having the scriptural understanding. Yeah, greedy is a big disease and it's a gate, one of the 3 gates leading to hell. So he ate this gulab jam with his associate. And yesterday said in their next life they became ghosts when they went to Yamaraj. Damodara said, you are not a Brahmana, you are Brahmana in name only. So your next life is ghost. And not just being a ghost, you are a ghost in the desert. That is punishment. That is punishment. Ghost is already punished, it's a punishment. You cannot eat when you are hungry, you can't drink when you are thirsty, they are always very angry. Now they are going to stay at the desert. Punishment. Those who live at the desert, they are punished. It's karma, heavy karma. It's karma. Proper give example here. Mirage. There's no water. So when you stay at the desert, who will you get there? It's always suffering. So this man, this greedy man, he and his associate, they became God. So nothing happened without it. Everything is done by somebody. Someone is behind everything. So you should know this, that everything is happening not by chance. Everything happening by arrangement. Arrangement, things are working by arrangement. Things are perfectly done. Nature is doing that. Krishna produced a machine. The machine is producing other machines, without Krishna personally coming to do anything. So there is a cause of everything. Everything. And Krishna is that substance that is making everything to become meaningful. If they sold a mighty aircraft like a bus, it's mighty. And it's flying 300 kilometers above the sea level. With the heavy load, everything is floating. But what is floating that? Is it as big as that aircraft? What is the size of a soul? It's floating that. So what do we think the supreme person who is unlimited times greater than that will do? This is a common sense everyone should have. Every living entity is engaging in the service of something else. And that cannot be avoided. You cannot avoid doing something. You must do something. Either we are doing something for Maya, or we are doing something which is for Krishna. But doing something everybody is doing. Whatever we are doing, it could be Maya, it could be Krishna, but we are doing something. Those who are very fortunate, they will do something for Krishna. A living being's constitutional position is to render service, but in the atmosphere of Maya, or illusion, or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. That is our problem. That is our disease. That is our disease. Instead of serving Krishna, look at the whole world. The whole world is mad after illusion. And what is happening? The whole world, all directions, you look, all directions, madness after illusion. We are chasing shadows, preparing our way to hell. This is what people are working, very busy to go to hell. We are not working so hard to go to Krishna. When there is time for us to work hard to Krishna, we are very lazy. When it is time for us to work hard to go to hell, we are very, very enthusiastic to work very hard to go to hell. And you tell somebody, my friend, what is it you are doing? Take to Krishna. How are you to tell me that? I'm independent. I know what to do. Yes, we know what to do. What we know to do is to prepare our way to hell without fail. That is our advancement. So, 𝐶𝐤𝐳 Goswami is teaching. A conditioned soul works in the service of his temporary bodily relations, like the wife and children, and the necessary paraphernalia for maintaining the body and bodily relations, such as the house, land, wealth, society, and country. But he does not know that all such rendering of service are totally illusory. If you go to old age home today, it is increasing. Old age home. Why old age home is increasing? They don't have children. Old age people, they don't have children. They have children they have worked so hard, very, very hard for. Sleepless night. Is it not? Heavy problem, anxiety unlimited, all directions. I know how I suffered my own mother from my own experience. I suffered my mother. Dead night alone in the rain, he is carrying me here and there for treatment. Yes, from experiences. That is suffer. But I didn't put her in the old age home. That is the only thing I didn't do. But today, people are having, the parents are going to old age home. Old age home. It is increasing. A person whom you have worked so hard, tolerating all kinds of miseries. When you need them, they are not there. They are not there. They are all different. Even when they are still there in the house. Even when they are still there in the house. The daughter is in a room there with the computer, the son is here with the computer, the mother is here with the computer, the father is there with the computer. Divided family. What is the family? So His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj said, we have sacrificed community for commodities. This is a practical thing happening. Computer has divided the family. From computer to cell phone, from cell phone to video. Family is divided. Working illusion. That is what is happening. And we are thinking yes, I'm working very hard. I'm working very hard. We are working very hard for what? For what? People who are not going to be there for you when indeed need them the most. Is that illusion or reality? Is that human to do like that? Animals are not doing the same thing. What is so important? Eh? The pigs, they produce 12 children at a time, and they don't have an old age home. They don't have. It's only useless human beings, ungrateful people that have an old age home. Somebody who has worked so hard for you, carrying you in the womb for 9 months, breast pain, speed is like baby will pass through inside their body, everything inside. You spend a lot of money in the school. They get pregnant also in the school. While you are spending so much but this illusion is going on. And people are mad after it. They don't see any reason for it. So 𝐁𝐸𝐴𝐺 Goswami is speaking, properly speaking, directly to us. He is speaking. Yes, this illusion must stop. This illusion must stop. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like a mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in the desert, although there is no water at all. So in this material world, there is no happiness? Can we say there is no happiness? Are we not drinking alcohol? We are having sex? There is no enjoyment? Can we say we are not happy? We are eating palatable food, delicious food. We are enjoying. Is it not enjoyment? Is it not true? Are we not enjoying? Huh? No enjoyment? Can you say there is no enjoyment? Proper say exact desert. What is enjoying?
We are enjoying very well.
We are enjoying very well. Yes, we are enjoying. Can go to supermarket and purchase at the weekend. You can go and purchase varieties of things to the house. And yes, the sweet wife is there to prepare delicious food and eat to the full satisfaction and belch, the sign of satisfaction. Yes, that's enjoyment. It's enjoyment. But if one give you a drop of water in the desert, a drop of water, or a handful of water in the desert, Is it not water? Will you be satisfied with that? Can you say you have to drink water? Or can you say you didn't drink water? You cannot say you didn't drink water. Well, you drank water, but are you satisfied? Are you satisfied? After eating so much with scientific kitchen, scientific spoons and everything very sophisticated with all that, and you end up in hospital. That's enjoyment. GBC, you know the enjoyment? In a hospital, that's enjoyment.
Mara, it's a wonderful enjoyment. I think we are joking.
After your scientific eating, everything perfectly prepared and delicious, and then you eat all that with, not with the finger, with the expensive spoon and fork. And then you go to the hospital to pay big money before you die. Big money before you die. I know somebody who have gone to the hospital, the wife spent 5 years in coma. In the hospital, 5 years in coma. Is that a small money? After that, before she died, after 5 years before the woman died, in coma. Is not enjoyment? That's enjoyment. Yes. You can say, but is it everybody in the coma like that? Not everybody. Yes, it's not everybody. That is her own. What about our own? Look at the misery we are internally going through. Who is happy in this material? You can show me your teeth, but their heart is also showing like that. His heart is smiling. I'm seeing your teeth smiling.
Yes,
the heart is also smiling.
According to the karma of the living entity, we enjoy and we suffer according to our karma.
Yes. Yes. That enjoyment, it is illusion. That what we call enjoyment is illusion. Actually, illusion is to entice us to continue to stay longer in the material world, thinking that, yes, I'm making it. I'm making it. What do we say enjoyment? What is that? We have killed thousands of other living entities for our enjoyment. That's enjoyment. So many other living entities have died. That's enjoyment. By the time we finish that, Yamaraj will show the record for us. Yamaraj will show the record. See your enjoyment, Mr. Enjoyment. See how many chicken you have killed, how many goats, how many varieties of animals. See your enjoyment. See your record. That's enjoyment. And that's what we say is enjoyment. It's illusion. So we should listen to what our chariots are saying. It is illusion. What we say is enjoyment is illusion because we are creating hell for ourselves. Killing our body, destroying our body because all the things we say enjoyment is all junk food. They are not necessary for the body. Even to have a decent life, those things are not suitable for human consumption. But we are loading them to our body and says enjoyment. How is it enjoyment? It is suffering, punishment. So real enjoyment is in Krishna consciousness. When you can take rasagula. Yes, that is enjoyment. That is enjoyment, not illusion. So we should listen to acharyas. It is then we can understand exactly what is illusion, what is reality. And by following this, as I said, one should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the desert. What is that? Let us search for Krishna. We should search for Krishna in Krishna consciousness, not outside Krishna consciousness, because we cannot buy it with money. Even if you have the money, you cannot buy it. We should not look for happiness in the material world. We cannot get it here because it is not here. We can get it only with Krishna. That is where intelligent persons should go. We should Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam. look up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should look up to that. We should search. We should go for it. This is called this is illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as the wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsara, or repetition of birth and death, old age and disease. We would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the way. Herein is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life, namely repetition of birth and death, disease and old age, must take to this process of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not others. That is also ultimately suggested in Bhagavad Gita 1865. 1865. Man mana baba man bhakto man yaji mam namaskuru. Man beba isha si satyamte. Pratijanisimu priyosimi. Pratijane priya. Priya as me. Priya as me. So this is the destination of a devotee. It's a destination. Man mana. This is Krishna. Krishna said what? Be mindful. Be mindful. Be conscious of me. Be conscious of it. So it's a direction. Krishna is giving us the direction. If you want to have a healthy life, Krishna is giving a direction. Then be mindful about me. Don't engage your mind in anything else. Engage your mind in thinking of me. You think of me. And a person who thinks about Krishna is a devotee, man bhakta. Man yaji. We should worship Lord Krishna. And Namaskuru, offering obeisances to Krishna. This is the request. This is the request. It's a request of Krishna. If we are not offering obeisances to Krishna, we are not becoming Krishna's bhakta. We are not worshipping Lord Krishna. We are doing what we are violating Krishna's instruction. Anyone who is not in Krishna consciousness is an offender. We are offending Krishna by not obeying his instruction. Krishna is giving instruction here. And if you don't take to Krishna, if you don't follow this, we are violating Krishna's law. A criminal has to be punished. Prabhupada said, one who is a thief and sinful cannot be happy. So we are thieves and sinful by disobeying Lord Krishna. So we shouldn't be surprised that we are suffering in this material world because we are deviant. Therefore, Prabhupada said we should follow what Krishna is telling us here, and then we'll become successful. Let us be successful. This human body is meant for that, to help us to become successful. It's a chance for success. This human body is to help us become successful. Taking to Krishna consciousness, perfect our life, help others, and to become devotees, and then go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Always loaded. We appreciate you for the wealth of knowledge you shared with us. Several take-homes from the lecture. We should be mindful of not making offenses, because an offender, we have to drop all the parties, and one has to be able to free himself from all of these offenses for him to be able to experience Bhakti. We ended that well when we talked about how we all are offender, or whoever is not serving Krishna is an offending person. Thank you very much for the lecture, Maharaj. So, dear devotees, this quick Q&A session, question and answer. So, if anyone has a question or comment, please kindly use the hand emoji or directly raise your hand. We will permit you to ask a question. Prabhu, please carry your news. Mr. Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And my question is, when people are not Krishna conscious, and they don't know they have to be in Krishna consciousness, and they don't know they are an offender, are they really an offender when they are in ignorance?
I think if I remember carefully, not even devotees. I think it's wise people. They said, "Had I known," it's a fool. Had I known, it's a foolish person. Why you don't know? That is common people. And then back to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said that ignorance is not an excuse. And we have a perfect example, Manduka Muni. Manduka Muni was pierced by arrow. He was falsely accused of being a gang leader. He's a sage meditating in the forest. He doesn't know anything about stealing. But one day, by providence, two thieves went to city to steal. And when they were chasing them, they ran and came and entered his ashram. And he was not in a cottage. He was outside doing his meditation outside. So the thieves entered his ashram. Unknown to him, he was in meditation. And the police caught them and went to report to the king that this man, these people, they have their leader who is pretending to be a sage in the forest. He became very angry. How is that? Go and bring him. Say they arrested him and brought him. Say give him a punishment. They pierced his body with an arrow. But because he's a sage, he went to Yamaraj. And he asked Yamaraj, why did you do this? So Yamaraj, hey, Chita, go to bring the record. Bring the file. When the file was brought, and he showed it to him, see, when you were a little child, you take pleasure in shooting the grasshoppers with a straw. That is why this happened to you. He became very angry. Something I did as a child, I don't know anything. You putting me so severe like this for something I did as a child. Yeah, you did as a child, but you have done something. The entities which we inflict the pain on them, they didn't feel the pain because we did in ignorance. They felt the pain, so we are responsible. So, Yamara said, no, my brother, you're an offender. This is what you did, so you have to pay for it. Anyway, he cursed Yamaraj, but he has been punished for that. So ignorance is not an excuse. We will pay dearly for everything. Another example Prabhupada gave is fire. If a child touches fire without knowing, the fire will not say, oh, this is a baby. This fire will burn because that's the nature. So we are in the material world, a prison house, whatever happens here, we have to feel it. We cannot say we are ignorant. So whatever we do here, we will pay for it, and we are paying for it. So it is not. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tribhuvan Prabhu, please can you unmute? Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Maharaj, accept my obeisances.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the class and welcome.
Thank you. What is a comment?
Maharaj, actually I have no question. I thought of greeting you. Welcome and thank you for the classes.
Oh, thank you very much. We are waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tribhuvan Prabhu, for recognizing that. Anadi Nidanam Prabhu. Yes, unmute yourself.
Yeah. I wish I beg to offer my humble obeisance.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah. Right. So, Maharaj, in regards to Kusha Prabhu's question, hence the answer, I would like to know at what point, according to Vedic knowledge, that we can say this guy is no more a child. Because I quite remember I read something somewhere that can be able to tell that from age 1 up to 14, whatever that person might do in a sinful way will not be recognized. And hence here you are saying that someone pierced the eye of her. And hence, when those armed robbers entered Jashram, he was catch in addition to those armed robbers. And hence, since he's a stage, he went to Yamaraj and he cursed Yamaraj. So my question is, at what point can we say this guy is no longer a child? Here in Ghana, I learned up to 18 years, you are punishable by law. That is Ghana. So I would like to know vedically at what point can we say this guy or this child is no longer a child? And hence, why is it that if it is like that, that even when you are a child, you are not ignorant of anything? Why is it that we can't give initiation to any child which is ready to take initiation or to take a diksha? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Yes. Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Prahlad was 5 years. At that age, he shouldn't be punished. But his father wanted to punish him at that age, 5. And I also remember in Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate the prasadam, the visiting Brahmana was offering to his Gopal deity. And Jagat Mishra became very, very furious and he wanted to beat Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Brahmana stopped him and he said, Mishra, you are a learned scholar and you're supposed to know that we give a punishment to a person when he can understand. But at this age, the person cannot discriminate from good and bad. So what is the use of punishing the child when he cannot distinguish what is wrong, what is bad? Punishment is given only when the person has grown up to be able to understand. So there's no need for you to do this. After all, you are a Brahmana, you are a learned person. So you shouldn't do this. So that is what is in the scripture. That is the children are not punished because they have not developed the intelligence to discriminate yet. But you think that because they don't have the discriminative intelligence yet, if they touch fire, the fire will also say the same thing. Do you think fire will say the same thing? No, this is a baby. It doesn't have intelligence now that fire can burn. So no, may not burn. You think fire will not do that? The fire will not do that. The fire will burn because of the nature. Or if the baby fall inside the water will say, oh, I should not take the baby because it doesn't know. I have current. I can take the baby. You know, you to act. That is the nature's way. That's the nature's way. If you do something sinful, we will pay for it. It's punishable. Yes, socially speaking, yes, if saying in Ghana, other places is 16 or 18. When you're 18, then you are adult. So you can decide what you want to do for yourself at the age of 18. So that is there socially. But if you do something wrong, you punish.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the beautiful answer.
All right.
And I think Dana Prabhu, I think that's the answer. Okay. Mother Gail, please kindly unmute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I am, and I've always had trouble with this fire, analogy or example. I mean, where a fire will not excuse a child just because he's a child. And so, how do we understand that Krishna, who is supremely merciful, can bear to see a child suffer like this out of ignorance? And even if a person is not so, I don't know, how is it that supremely merciful Krishna can tolerate? I mean, we ourselves cannot tolerate to see such severe suffering among each other. So I'm just wondering, how is it that Krishna is able to do this, to tolerate seeing it?
Yes.
Having nature have her way like this, I don't know.
I see good concern, good reasoning. Excuse me. A responsible person will not feel happy seeing anyone in difficulty. No responsible person feels happy to see anyone suffering. And you see that with pure devotee, they can't tolerate our suffering, therefore they can take any risk to preach. So if devotees can do that, what about the Supreme Lord himself? How Krishna will be feeling seeing us suffering the way we are suffering? How can Krishna tolerate our suffering like this? It is a good way to feel, to think. We can understand it in this way. Here in Nigeria, some years ago, I remember one is a responsible gentleman, and he has name in the community. He has name. He has many children. He loved them very nicely. He discovered one of his sons took to robbery, which is a shame to him. He was stealing. It's a shame, it's a disgrace to him. He's a irresponsible person. He's known and it's a disgrace for a decent, responsible person that his child is a robber. He personally went to the police to report, and they got the boy arrested. And he told them they should kill the boy. They killed the boy, but he cried. He cried. So, was he pretending? No. It is not a pretension. I hope you understand. It's not a pretension. He knows that what he's doing, it is painful, but he has to do that to help the child. Because what the child is doing is wrong. It is our situation. Our situation is like this, that we are acting improperly. And Krishna wants to rectify us. Therefore, it is Krishna who has given permission to Mahamaya and Yogmaya to take care of us the way things are happening. So though it is painful to him, but he has to allow us to pay for what sinful activities we are doing, so we can get rectified and change. So Krishna doing this may seem that he is heartless, but actually this is what is happening. He is painfully punishing us for our own rectification. And that is the real reason for punishment. Punishment was meant for rectification. That is the original idea, that we'll get rectified. When we are punished, we'll come to our senses to say, why am I suffering like this? And be able to stop it. Does it make sense?
Well, Maharaj, I'm thinking of specific cases. For example, I know of one case, a very small child. She fell onto a hot oven door, right? And both her arms got third-degree burns, right? And of course, we can think of countless other torturous experiences that small children have to undergo. And you can't help but wonder, how is this experience of these small children and even infants, how is that teaching them anything? You know, what could they be learning from such experiences? You know, I mean, I know that we're souls, we're not the body, but, you know, souls in these small bodies, they only have so much capacity to process their experiences. So I'm wondering how Krishna is thinking that, you know, such living entities are learning any lesson at all from this.
Yes, Mataji. Now the soul is in the child's body, but do you know what this child have been before this time? Do you know what the child have been doing before this time, or having this baby body? You think this is the first time the child is coming to this world?
No.
Yes, that's the point. We have been living life, and everything we have been doing accumulated to this, to the experience we are having at the present moment. So Krishna does not make mistake. We have forgotten. One day I was in the bus, and I saw a person who is sitting with me, sitting at the same side with me. A beggar came by and he gave the beggar something. So I look at him and I said, my friend, can you give me something also? He said, why? I said, you're very charitable. You give something to him now. He said, don't you see? He's a deformed now. You are okay now. What is? I said, my friend, do you know why he's like this? If you know that this person, because he killed your father in a past life, that is why nature put him there. Will you give him this money you gave him? Yeah, I will kill him. I said, see, that is a problem. There's a problem. That we don't know what have been following us from behind to the present situation we are having now. But Krishna knows completely. Now he's a child. So we are feeling like this. What of the time when he was not a child or she was not a child? When she has a mature body and look at the activities a person has performed. We will not think like this. We have forgotten the past. That's why we are thinking like this. So it is better for us to know the history of every person before we can know exactly what to say. Otherwise, you will also make mistake.
Okay, Maharaj. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for this question. It's very nice.
I have thought of that, but you know, when it's so hard to not slip into Maya when it comes to small children.
Yeah, either small children or big child, it is the same thing. We are paying for what we have done. Krishna cannot be so heartless that he just treats somebody like that. That is not Krishna. It is not. That is why I said this man, he painfully did what he did to his child. He felt bad, but he has to do it to remove this contamination. That's the way to help the child. For example, if your child is a drug addict in your house and you are a responsible person, Will you tolerate that in a house? The person to continue doing this? If you really love the person, you can say, excuse me, I cannot allow you to do this here. You can do it outside, but not here. If you really love the person, it will be painful to as a child to leave there, but it's better to treat the child like that than to leave the child there in the house to continue to do such an abomination.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you for the answer to Mother Girl's question. So, Maharaj, in essence, if I understand what you're saying, could we just say that we should look at situations that happen around us on the transcendental platform, that this living entity, the one who abuses the body, is neither a baby or adult, is not old or young. So should we see it like that, that actually no one is a child, no one is an adult?
Yes, this is a vision we should have. Why the Avanti Brahmana is in Bhagavatam? Avanti Brahmana is in Bhagavatam, and every sannyasi is giving his mantra. That's the mantra. His mantra is given to every sannyasi. Nobody is responsible for my suffering, not the demigod, not the ancestors, not my forefathers, not the community, not the person who is taking away my bead from my hand, or not the person who is spitting on my food to eat. Nobody is responsible. I am responsible for what I'm happening. So he was very peaceful and satisfied. Therefore, he was qualified that his mantra became a mantra for those who are taking who are sannyasis.
Thank you, Maharaj. Govinda Prabhu, please. And be on mute. Ask the question.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Thank you very much.
To you.
Hare Krishna,
God
Prabhu.
bless Gurudev. God bless to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
God bless the Sangha devotees.
Jai.
Maharaj, I have two questions. The first question is in regards to this ongoing discussion.
In 1 mile, keep left.
Can we conclude that if a living entity qualifies to have a human form, that is where the reaction of his activities begins, whether one is a child or an adult. Because as a child, is very innocent, just like animals. The animals, they live by instinct, and so therefore they are not judged. But a child is also live by instinct, because his intelligence is not developed. And so he cannot decide what is right and what is not.
65 west.
And that is why the child can just put his hand in a fire. An adult, a grown-up person with intelligence will not do that. But nature will not spare him because he's a child. An animal can also jump into fire. Nature will not spare him.
Continue on
So, I mean, we can go on and on like that, but can we then conclude that once the reaction begins when he or nature offers him a human form of life? And that's the first question. And my second question is that I would like you to importance of 5 instances. In the course of your lecture, you made mention of the importance of offering obeisances to Krishna, and if one does not, then he's truly looking for problem. And so, can you expatiate on that? The importance of offering obeisances. I know it's a respect, giving respect to Krishna, even even on a human level, if you offer respect to a senior, you feel good and you can also be pardoned, and that senior can also protect you in many ways, just because you are offering respect to him. So, as such, that obeisance is a sign of respect to the senior. That comes along with offering obeisance. I mean, talking about the spiritual benefit that comes along with offering obeisances to the Lord. And are there any samples of those who offered obeisances to the Lord in the scriptures, and that they were protected many ways by the Lord because they offered obeisances? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your questions. Yes, in all species of life, our activities are recorded there by nature. And then when we take the human form, then we start getting the reaction for all the things we have been doing. The human form of life, you will experience all of them. And then for the second part of the question, obeisances is something more than what we understand. You say, as to give an example, there are so many examples. One, let me start from 𝐃𝐚𝐦𝐤𝐢. 𝐾𝐚𝐦𝐤𝐿 Swami explains that by offering obeisances, we get our sins destroyed. See, it's not just ordinary thing to offer obeisances. Our sins are destroyed. That's the importance of offering obeisances. And I heard from His Grace, 𝐁𝐡𝐸𝐺𝐻 Prabhu. He's an experience. He was speaking from 𝐶𝐻 on this verse, and then he started telling us his own experience. That when he was serving Srila Prabhupada, the tradition we have in that time, when we come before the spiritual master, offer obeisance. If you are living, we offer obeisance. That tradition we are having before. Because they carry it to us and we are following. These days it doesn't happen. But he said, when he is serving proper the prasada, so he has to go to the kitchen to take the chapati fresh. So he offers obeisance when he's going, he offers obeisance when he comes. He did that a few times and he noticed that Prabhupada didn't say anything. So he was wondering, Prabhupada is seeing me like this and not saying anything. Is it not too much? Prabhupada didn't say anything. He allowed him to continue doing that. He was doing that continuously. Then he finally discovered that, yes, by this, it is not the person we are offering obeisances to that is the issue. The issue is that it is for we. The pure devotees, they have put themselves in a way to help us do the right thing so we can get purified. So when we offer obeisances, it is we are getting purified, not the pure devotees are getting purified by obeisances. It is we who get purified. So we do it, and you'll see in the beginning of this, the discussion we started from, the Bhagavatam began from obeisances. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. That is the beginning. Offering obeisances to begin everything because it is auspicious. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, when Keshava Kashmi was defeated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the next day he came to meet Chaitanya, he offered full obeisances, something he did not do the previous day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Oh, it is you. Why are you doing this? Please don't do this. You are a famous, powerful person. Don't do like this." He said, "No, I have to do it so I can obtain your blessing, your mercy." So obeisances invoke blessings upon us. And in Mahabharata, in Vyasadeva, he gave a beautiful story. He said, remember when a demon was in the forest, and set the forest on fire. So they were a living entity. Particularly, there was a bird who had just laid eggs, and the eggs were just recently hatched, and the baby bird were there. And the fire was consuming everything. Everything in the forest was consumed by fire. But the baby bird, they are still very, very tender. They cannot fly. So their mother was seriously in anxiety how she's going to protect the babies. When the fire was coming, consume everything. The fire was coming. But the fire came very close, become imminent that they are going to be consumed, and the bird was helpless. So the baby bird told the mother, "Please go." Painfully, she has to, how will I go seeing my baby like this? The baby said, "Just go, just go." So the mother bird flew away. When Agni came very close to them, all of them offered obeisances to Agni. And Agni cut off that very place with that's the only thing that was not consumed by Agni. Agni cut off that area and left them and went and consumed every other thing. At the end, the mother bird came and was shocked to see that her baby was saved. So the baby bird asked them, he's from Mahabharata, what a miracle. What mantra did you chant? What did you do to Agni that he spared your life? Agni finished everything. Everything was consumed. Only you were left. What did you do? So the baby bird said, there is no thing anywhere than obeisances. We simply offered obeisances to Agni. When you offer obeisances, it has a great potency that you will not be harmed. Even if you do that to a demon, the demon will not kill you again. That is yesterday in Mahabharata. And also there's another one in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. It's a person of the Sankachuda and Lord Shiva. Beautiful. I like it. When I'm telling the person about Tulsi Devi, this is Tulsi Devi pastime. Before Tulsi Devi got married, after her marriage, and to Sankachuda. Sankachuda is a very powerful demon because he's a cowhead boy who came from Goloka, and he was cursed by Srimati Radharani, so he became a demon. In India, there is a temple where Tulsi Devi appeared, Jaladhara. So we are going to go and visit this time. I'm going to India. We're going to visit there. So Jaladhara is a Sankachuda, a cowhead boy. One of the 12 principal cowhead boys. Srimati Radharani cursed him, so he became a demon. And he got married to Tulsi Devi. So he was so powerful that he conquered the whole world and seized the demigods' homes and things. And they were very disturbed and went to Lord Shiva to complain to Shiva. So Lord Shiva promised he's going to help them. So Lord Shiva sent a messenger to go and tell him that he should release a demigod's thing back to them. Sankachuda said, "No, I'm not going to do that." Lord Shiva said, "Okay, then I will fight." He said, "Yes, no problem, we should fight." He said, "See, if I beat you, it will be a disgrace." Sankachuda said, "I know you are mad. I will not be ashamed if you defeat me. Everybody knows you are mad. But if I defeat you, that will be a big problem, and I will be very." but it's all right for me. It's all right for me. I will not give back anything. I would like to fight with you," he said. They fought severely. It was a terrible battle, very sweet. I'm not going to the details because time has passed. And so they fought. One side, Lord Shiva, Badakali, his wife, and Ganesh and 𝐾𝐡𝐤, they were on his side with the demigods. The other side is 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸𝐴 with the blood-thirsty demons who are ready for that is their enjoyment. It was a terrible battle. So one day, 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸𝐴 and Bhadrakali, they came face to face. They were fighting. It was a terrible battle. I'm not also going to the detail. So at the point, they were demonstrating the abilities in war. Very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸𝐴 knew he's a woman, so he was not fighting to kill her. He was only fighting to defend himself. So Bhadrakali took advantage of that and released Lord Vishnu weapon. That Vishnu weapon is meant to destroy 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸𝐴. So 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸𝐴 knew, and this is Lord Vishnu weapon. So he got down from his chair, he dropped his weapon, got down from the upper obeisances to the weapon, and the weapon returned back to Lord Vishnu. That is the potency of obeisances. We are doing this every day, we don't know how to, we are doing whimsically, and also we don't even have respect what obeisance is meant for. We have lost the vision, the real meaning of obeisances. It is not a material thing, it is very, very powerful. We are not offering obeisances to pure devotees for their purification. It is for our own purification. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the elaborate answer and the nice statements from the various scriptures. Thank you.
Can we close here?
But again,
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, thank you very, very much for this elaborate answer, especially to the question of obeisances. One will enthusiastically act if he understands what he's doing and the benefits of what he's doing. So having knowledge about offering obeisances to the Lord help us to do it and do it well. But I would like to know what should be the, one can mechanically offer obeisances because they say I should offer obeisances. Okay, let me offer obeisances. What should be the proper attitude? What should be the proper mood of one offering obeisances? When we offer obeisances, what should be the proper attitude of offering obeisances to the Lord?
Our process is to doing everything as an offering. It's out of devotion, not mechanical. So if we have to do something, why should I do it whimsically? We have to do something, we have to do it nicely. We should be respectful. That is it. We say respectful obeisances. That's what we say. Respectful obeisances. That means you should do it with respect, with care. That I'm doing something which is spiritual, it is devotional, it is good for me. It's an opportunity for me to get purified. See, not for somebody. I have repeatedly mentioned it, that we're not offering obeisances to pure devotees for their purification. It is for our own purification. So I'm doing something for myself. Then I should do it properly so I can get a benefit. This should be the mood. It's a chance for me to get purified. Let me do it so I can get maximum purification by giving full attention to it. And I mentioned many times to devotees that if you are offering obeisances, we should, even if your spiritual master is not physically sitting there, we should see him in our mind's eye. Man, Christians say, we should see him in our mind's eye sitting. So we are offering obeisances to a person. If you don't do that, it's impersonalism. Personalism means that we identify with the person. So we know someone is sitting, I'm offering my head to. I'm offering my head to a person, not just void. This should be the mood. And then we will get a reciprocation from the person we are offering obeisances, even to ourselves as an equal or whatever. Obeisances is very, very important, and we should do it nicely. It makes us also humble, because this is what we say: humble obeisances, humble, respectful obeisances. Then we should do it humbly, so it will be real, not artificial. It should be real. If we act artificially, we are not going to get the results. If we do it with the disrespect, we are also not going to get the result. So we don't respect, because we know the importance of doing that.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Okay, Govinda Prabhu, thank you very much for your question. So we go back to Mother Gail. Mother Gail, please kindly unmute.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Hare
Do you have
Krishna.
time? I just wanted to follow up on both of your answers to Govinda Prabhu's questions. Do you have time?
Okay, I can take it since you are there.
So, what my understanding is that when we pay obeisances, we're not actually paying obeisances to the person in front of us. It's to Krishna in their heart. Because sometimes the question comes up, well, what if you are aware of some unfavorable or even abominable activities that the person has done, and because of that, you really don't have respect for the person. So it would be difficult to offer obeisances to the person. So in response to that, an answer I've heard is that, well, we're not paying obeisances to the person, we're paying obeisances to 𝐶𝒫𝒍𝒍𝒐𝒃 in the heart. Or sometimes I've even heard we're paying obeisances out of respect for the position of sannyas, the sannyasa position. So I've heard these two things. Not that we're paying obeisances to the person. Can you respond to that?
Yes, we'll pay obeisances because the super soul is sitting in the heart of the person. So I offer obeisances. And if you are offering obeisances to a person, a person who has a questionable character, you're not following the regulatory principles, and is an abuser, it will be difficult to offer obeisance to that person, even thinking that they are offering to super soul. Normally, the heart will respond to it that why am I offering obeisance to the person? It does not worth it. So Prabhupada said an envious person should not be respected. A person who is envious is an ordinary person. He should not be respected. We should not offer him respect. It is difficult in our movement because and these days abusers, they have chances to sit on Asa. So which is difficult, should not be done. But the mind will naturally react to it. But in order to maintain a cordial relationship in an environment, yes, you can offer obeisance considering that it is the super soul we offer obeisance to. So that will help us, and that also will help us to be humble. It will make us humble if we do it nicely. One devotee told Srila Prabhupada that I'm not humble, so I don't want to offer obeisance. I don't want to pretend. Prabhupada said, but you have to begin from somewhere. So you should continue to do it pretentiously, and then by doing that, you will develop some piety that will help you to naturally do it with respect. So we can practice doing it, and eventually.
So you're saying that even to a person who has questionable character, we should still do it, but not to the person, but to the super soul in the heart?
Yes. Yes, we can do that. You will get purification.
Okay. Also, in your response response to the question about whether karma begins with the award of human body, my understanding is that, because you were saying that, all of our activities and all species of life are being recorded, right? And then
Yes.
when we get human form, then did I understand properly that at that time we pay even for what we have done in the other species of life? Because my understanding is that in the non-human forms of life, we only burn off the karma that we accumulated in the human form. That karma is not accumulated in the animal species or non-human species. That only happens in the human form. But when the human being falls down to animal species or lower, that is where we burn off karma, but we don't accumulate any karma. So I was just trying to reconcile my understanding with your response.
Yeah, that is correct. If you have an animal body, it is already punishment. That is why they don't have karma. Their evolution is always upward. They don't go down upward or sideways. They keep going. So it's already karma by that, and that is the way to burn it. And Sir Prabhupada said, if a sannyasi falls down, or if one says in Vrindavan and misbehave, one would take animal body. This is punishment for purification. Then the next one, you can take human body and go back to Godhead. So it is punishment. And in other, in a human body, in other bodies not so degraded like the animals, then our karma can function there. In a human form, it will function more, because we have the developed intelligence to act properly. So yeah, your understanding is correct. Animal bodies will burn off our karma.
Yeah, but when you say that our activities are being recorded even in animal species, then what did that mean?
We have other species of life, Gandharvas and the Kinnaras and the Kimpurusas, and all are recorded. All activities are recorded. Even though they are in the mode of goodness, all activities are recorded. But in human form, we pay very heavily for them. So they accumulate and we pay in human form.
But even those who have celestial bodies,
yes, they still have karma.
Even there, we are only burning off karma. It's good karma there, but it's still being burnt off. Not accumulating anything, even in the celestial bodies. Not in celestial bodies, not in, not lower than human bodies. So I mean, it's recorded. So then, if what is the purpose if they're not going to incur karma in those non-human bodies? What is the purpose of recording those activities?
They will still pay. They will still pay, even though they are in that body. They will still pay. If they are free, they will not fall down to human species of life. The karma is still there.
Karma is still there for which people?
Those who have celestial body, they still pay karma. Those who have celestial body, like
you are in heavenly planets, right?
Yes.
Are you simply burning off good karma, and then when that good karma is exhausted, then you fall back down to the earthly realm?
Yes, you have to come back here. They will not go back up, they will come down here.
Mm-hmm. So that is the karma you're referring to?
Yes.
The fact that,
Yes.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mother. Before we go, do you have a question?
Yes, just short question. Maharaj, is on the example you gave about the wealthy man whose son was misbehaving, and he tell them to kill the guy. So this man, does he have the right to give such instruction? And what karmic reaction will he have in his own next life? Because we know the story in the Bible about John the Baptist, who gave an order for the worshippers of Baal and Asherah to be executed. And the Bible says he came as John the Baptist. And the lady asked the father if she need the head of John the Baptist because he only gave instruction in the previous life to kill those who worship Baal and Asherah. So this man telling people to kill the son because he was a thief, is he free from the karma because his son is sacrificed?
It's his son, so he has the right to correct.
So he won't have any karmic reaction for himself?
No, he did the right thing. According to the scripture, the thief should be killed. The scripture.
It's not a king.
It's his son. He has the right. It's his son. He's the father.
Okay, in that explanation, I understand it. We see I would be direct on this one, in Africa, we believe in this, some people that do money rituals with their family members.
That is,
they have the right to do it, but they also their children and their wives.
That is wrong. That is demonic. That is demonic. That is not authorized in the scripture. It is demonic. Said they will suffer for that. But this one, the father did not do that to all his children. This one is a thief. So it is wrong. But somebody is using someone else in the money ritual. That is really demonic. They suffer seriously for it.
Yeah. But me, I was thinking, as the father of the child, he should try to change his son. It's also his karma that the child took birth in his family to punish him for his own sinful reactions.
When the King Vena didn't change, Maharaj Anga left the city and the sages killed him. They didn't spare him, they killed him. That's in the Bhagavatam.
Yeah. But yes, sometimes, but these are the sages, they have the mantra. But this one is a kami.
Yeah, he did on his level. He did on his level.
Yeah.
So he's justified.
All right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Yeah,
Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much for giving us the
Gora
time.
Bhakti Vrinda ki
Before
jai.
Maharaj goes, I want to use this opportunity to announce to all of the devotees here